told you that almost every single video that I've ever done, I've only really filmed with one lens. That's not particularly a good thing, is it? What's going on, guys? My name is Pat Greenall. Welcome to my channel. We're here to talk about how much you can really do with one lens and how much I've done with one lens. When I first started my filmmaking slash videography career early on, I didn't have the money to be buying a bunch of lenses and things of that nature. So I ended up buying a lens that I thought would be versatile, and it was this guy right here, the 12-35 2.8 version 2 Lumix lens. And the reason that I bought this guy was actually because with the crop factor of the GH5, that 12 is kind of more like a 24 and the 35 is a little more like a 70. I really like the focal length of 24 millimeters because it kind of allows for this look that is not too wide and distorted. It looks like a pretty natural focal length, and I really like that. And the fact that you can zoom into 35 is also really nice, which is technically 70, but with that being said, with the constant aperture of 2.8, when you do zoom in, it kind of really does look like you have a really shallow depth of field. 2.8 isn't the most shallow, but it really isn't that bad. It's not like a 1.8 or 1.4, but it looks pretty damn good. The image stabilization in this lens is actually insane. I have had so many shots where I have literally just walked with the camera instead of using a gimbal, and the shots that I have gotten have been so good with this lens. It is insane. So I thought to myself, what's gonna be a versatile lens but also have really good image stabilization? And this lens has great image stabilization. So another great thing about this lens is that it's extremely compact and it can fit pretty much anywhere. It is really not that large. It's a really good size. You can pack it in pretty much any bag. It doesn't take up too much room. Really good on size. So this lens probably has some of the craziest weather seal capabilities that I've seen in a long time. I don't even know if it's supposed to be this weather sealed, but I have taken it through some stuff. So I was once stuck in a sandstorm in Egypt, and I did not know if I was gonna survive. JR Ali was laughing at me pretty much the entire time. There was sand blowing everywhere in places where you don't even want to know. And basically, this lens ate sand. A lot of it. A lot of sand. You ate a lot of sand, didn't you, buddy? But did it let sand in the sensor? No, it didn't. Did it get sand on the inside? No, it didn't. It was good. It was perfectly fine. So I went to Niagara Falls and I brought this lens. I don't know if you guys know what Niagara Falls is. You probably do, but if you aren't from the area or you don't know what it is, it's a massive waterfall. It's a world wonder. A bunch of people come around and see it. The point is the lens continued to work even after it was soaking wet and it was dripping. It was basically like I had dunked it in a pool and it continued to work perfectly fine and it did not get any water inside the lens. That was really cool. So even though there are a lot of good things about this lens, there's obviously gonna be some bad things about this lens. So kind of getting into that. So the fact that this lens only really is a 2.8 doesn't really allow you to open up the aperture as wide as maybe a 1.8 or a 1.4. So imminently the low light is not going to be as good. But, you know, with that being said, you can always compromise. You can shoot in 24 frames and just drop your shutter speed. And I would say most of the time it honestly looks really sharp when you do that. So the only other real negative thing that I would say about this lens, and to be totally honest, this is me more so nitpicking because there really isn't that much negative about it, would be the price of this lens. When I checked, the lens is about $1,200 Canadian. And given that's not the worst, but it's also not really the best. You know, you can find cheaper lenses for like $500 or $600, but in my opinion, they will not do nearly as much as this as far as the versatility goes. But that would be the only other real negative that I would say exists with this lens. So now that we've talked about the good and the bad, I decided to go to Instagram and I asked some of you guys, you know, could you use one lens? Would you be able to get away with using one lens? Do you use one lens? And this is what some of you guys told me. A Jesse Ramirez actually kind of reiterated what I said. Definitely just throw on a good 24-70 and I'm good. I got my wide, I got my medium, and I have my close-up. Jesse, my guy, that is exactly what this video is. And that's kind of cool because he actually said that before I came out with this, so that's dope. Chris Mosick says, not sure, with an eagle. I don't really understand that, but alright. My guy Silvus Visuals says, a lot. This is a creative challenge that I set for myself constantly where I only bring one lens. I agree with you, man. That is really dope. I have also done that many times. I've brought the lens with me to places and purposely only used one to kind of just see how much I can do with it. And yeah, that's a dope answer, dude. Chloe says, I could do 9 lenses. Quite the opposite of what I'm going for here, but Sure, why not? One of my good friends, Lucan, says 16 to 35 is all I need. I bought it from the gray market in Korea. That's really dope. And hasn't left my camp since. Kind of looks like the consensus is a lot of people use one lens for a lot of different things. I think it's obviously important to have a lens selection and to be able to switch between the lenses that you would need in order to, you know, specifically portray a certain shot. But with that being said, if you don't have the money to buy all these extra lenses, or, you know, you really want to get creative and use one lens, you can do a lot with one lens, and that is the whole point of this video. The point of the video is not to discredit buying more lenses. Obviously, more lenses is going to give you more opportunities. It's going to, you know, vary up your shot selection, all that other good stuff. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and all that other good stuff. And I will see you guys next time.